Good morning. My name is Anna Lebesch, and I'm the Senior Vice President of Strategy and Talent at JAXUSA Partnership. It's my pleasure to welcome you this morning to our workforce briefing on one of our region's targeted industries of advanced manufacturing. It's my pleasure to welcome today our virtual host, which is Collins Aerospace. Doug Cosmini is currently the General Manager of the Engineered Polymer Products value stream of Collins Aerospace, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Doug has served as the General Manager since January 2017 and is responsible for all aspects of the business, from P&L and business development to operations and engineering. Doug holds an executive MBA from the University of Connecticut and a Bachelor's of Engineering Management from the United States Military Academy at West Point. And we're so appreciate, Doug, you being here with us today to share with us a little bit about Collins Aerospace as we launch this manufacturing industry sector webinar. Doug, I'll turn it over to you.
Hey, thanks, Anna. It's always interesting hearing your biography because I forget about some of those things. Well, I'm very excited to speak with everyone today about advanced manufacturing in Jacksonville. Jacksonville has been my home the last 6 years and is an amazing place to live and work, and excited to share some information about what we do here in Collins Aerospace. So for us, we are the Engineered Polymer Products division of Collins Aerospace, and we're part of the larger organization of Raytheon Technologies. Raytheon is a very large advanced manufacturing company and a global company that's really part of 4 businesses: Collins Aerospace, which makes components for advanced components for aircraft; Pratt & Whitney, which makes engines; Raytheon Intelligent Space, which makes satellite and other camera systems; and then Raytheon Missiles and Defense, which predominantly makes missiles. And overall, we're a very large company, over 180,000 employees. And we'll talk about what size and what we do here soon in Jacksonville. We've been around for a long time doing what we do in Raytheon Technologies. Specifically for Collins Aerospace, we're about 70,000 employees, once again, global and highly engineered in what we do. And the division and what we're part of is Advanced Structures. We are specifically part of a unit in Collins Aerospace that makes highly engineered structures for various platforms, which I'll be showing you on the next slide. So we're part of the military and defense segment of Advanced Structures. So if you can see the images on the slide of all the cool things that we're a part of and that we help support our nation's defense, which, as we know in today's times, is very critical with the things we're seeing overseas with Russia and Ukraine. You know, it's critical what we do for our nation and what we do for our allies. So you can see some images of there from everything from F-15, F-16, F-35 to C-130s and C-5s, things that are very important to our nation's defense. And then not in the air, but in the sea, you can see an image there of a Virginia-class submarine, and that's predominantly what we support here in Jacksonville as part of the EPP Engineered Polymer Products division. So here in Jacksonville, we support the U.S. Navy. We support the submarines and surface ships, and we provide acoustic materials and marine composite structures that have an acoustical structural niche for these surface and submarine ships. And we do everything here. We, from cradle to grave, we design, test, and develop these components. We manufacture them in our 2 factories here in Jacksonville, which we'll talk about shortly. And then we even support some of them in the field, which you can see in the far right there with the ship in the dock. So a brief overview. We're going to get into some more information about who we are and what we do here in Jacksonville. So we originally are a long supplier of the U.S. Navy and allied ships. We do make some components for allied ships as well. We actually just had one of our team members come back from Taiwan recently. But we're a legacy BF Goodrich company from 1870. We have 2 sites currently, and we moved from in 1986 from Dayton, Ohio, here to Jacksonville specifically for the deep water access, and we'll show why shortly about that. As I mentioned, we do everything here in our 2 factories, which you see 2 images on the right on the bottom there of our 2 factories. And we've got some accolades as far as manufacturer of the year and some Sterling awards. So we've been noted for what we do here, and very thankful for that. This is a brief history of our company. We started as BF Goodrich Tire, back in Akron, Ohio, which was the rubber capital of the world. And as I mentioned, we moved down here in 1986. And the reason why we moved here, as I mentioned, the deep water access, we used to have to fly all of our rubber windows on a C5 plane, which is that image right there, to our customer. And it was more optimal for our customer to have the deep water access here in Jacksonville, which is why we're located on Blount Island. But through a series of mergers and acquisitions, Goodrich became UTC, became Collins, and now we're part of Raytheon. So the cool thing about that with it in the advanced manufacturing side is that we are now helping aiding the other technologies of the other companies to produce more advanced components and systems for our nation and for our customers. So that's one of the many benefits of the mergers that have happened, and we've realized that for our customers. Here's kind of a satellite image of us on Blount Island. So you can see that little red square there. That's our portion on the Marine Corps side of Blount Island. You can see the left side's the commercial side. So we are on the Marine Corps base, even though we own our property and own our land. And we did that specifically to continue to support the U.S. Navy and that deep water access. Recently, we're very fortunate with the continued growth of the products that we support the U.S. Navy that we've expanded. So we opened up a new facility over on Bush Drive near the Budweiser factory, 140,000 square foot facility that employed over 100 new Collins employees. This specific building supports 3 different platforms for submarines for the U.S. Navy: the Virginia class, which is the fast attack submarine, and then the Ohio and the Columbia, which is the ballistic missile submarines. And then this is kind of a split of what we do as far as our business mix here in Jacksonville. Mostly we support submarines, which is I highlighted in the previous slide. We also do support the surface ships, primarily the Arleigh Burke class DDG-51, the destroyer. And we have a nice mix of production programs and research and development programs. So those research development, really cool programs that are trying to, once again, advance the technologies and material systems to help our nation stay ahead in the cutting edge of what we do in our ships. That picture you see there is actually one of the biggest things we manufacture here in Jacksonville. That's actually the front of a submarine, that shape there in that white tarp in that blue fixture. So it's the front of the submarine, incredibly large, very important, and it's so big that it has to be put on a barge and tugged up the coast to our customer in Virginia, where they manufacture the submarines. And then as far as the type of people that we need to manufacture these big parts, you can see a split on the image right side there. We need a lot of engineers, a lot of technicians, a lot of finance and support team members, maintenance, a large mix of people we need to design and create and support the stuff that we make here for the U.S. Navy. So specifically, these are some images of the components that we put onto the submarines and to the Arleigh Burke class destroyer. We have various processes that we utilize. We actually have one of the largest autoclaves in North America that's needed to make one of these parts. We make composites, we use urethanes, we use rubbers. We do true manufacturing here, where we get these ingredients in and we manufacture them into the end use product. So that takes a lot of advanced equipment. It takes a lot of intelligent people, a lot of dedicated team members to do what we do here. And you can see the vast span of what we do on our submarines. We make components on the very front, to the very back, to the very top, and the sides, all across the submarines, and they're all unique in what they do, and very proud of what we do here to support the U.S. Navy. And in summary, we are part of Raytheon Technologies, the 4 businesses that we started off discussing. One of the other great things of being a part of Raytheon Technologies is that we share both technology, and we share our people as well. So we're here in Jacksonville, and we're constantly bringing new team members in across Raytheon here to Jacksonville. And if some people are here in Jacksonville wanting different opportunities across the country, across the globe, those opportunities exist as well. So thank you for listening a little bit about what we do here in Jacksonville for Collins Aerospace, and look forward to a great discussion about advanced manufacturing.
Doug, thank you. It's really exciting to see the things that you're doing there at Collins Aerospace. And I think it's, a misperception. I think sometimes when people hear the name Collins Aerospace, they think that you're doing something in aviation, but it's so cool, the things that you're doing to support the defense industry, but on submarines and ships. And so it's an exciting opportunity in our region. We're thankful to have you as a company that's here and that's growing and has these highly skilled positions available to our talent in the region. So thank you for hosting us today.
Thanks, Anna.
Next, I'd like to introduce Robin Faircloth of CareerSource Northeast Florida, who is the Manufacturing, Aviation, and Aerospace Sector Manager, to share more information about their support services at CareerSource. Robin?
Again, my name is Robin Faircloth, and I'm the Industry Sector Manager for Manufacturing, Aviation, and Aerospace. CareerSource is your local workforce board, and our mission is to connect employers to the talent they need and job seekers to careers and training. CareerSource Northeast Florida provides innovative, responsive services that exceed the requirements for the careers today and of the future. So what we provide the region, and this is just a sampling of what we provide, we serve as the talent component of the economic development. We link businesses with the workforce. We do this through a variety of measures. We have an Employ Florida resource database where job seekers can register. And then we also have lots of job fairs and recruitment events. So we help recruit, retain, and reskill the qualified workforce that area companies need. We convene partners in education, training, and transportation, and many other areas to make sure that job seekers need what they have to get to those jobs. And then we help to build workforce skills. Some of those things are done on the individual basis through training grants that we have available to businesses and to individuals. And then we also have customized training programs that help support employers with the training skills they need once the employees are with them. Next slide. So for job seekers and for the students as they are seeking jobs, we can help with registering in Employ Florida. So if you have seniors, especially like in the spring of the senior year, if you have students who are going to be going into the workforce, and that can be part-time or full-time, we can help them register in Employ Florida. We are doing notifications. So that means if you register in Employ Florida and you have the skills that are needed for a job, we let the job seekers know about those positions through the Employ Florida system. We can assist them with their job searches, and we also do workshops on things like resume writing and job searching. We have recruitments and hiring events at our locations, and then we also support them at our area schools or state colleges or colleges. We also have apprenticeship programs, and we can introduce students or potential students to apprenticeship programs. we often run summer youth programs, and then we can refer job seeker clients to other services for if we aren't able to meet their needs. And then we do have accessibility assistance. So if someone has a hearing loss or vision problems, we do have resources available to assist them in their job search with different equipment. Next slide. So again, I am Robin Faircloth, and this is my sector. I will put my contact information in the chat. And then we do have other industry sector managers for each of our targeted industries. So thank you guys so much for joining us today. There are so many great opportunities in manufacturing for your students, and I hope you learn a lot. And as I'm sure I will also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robin. CareerSource is a tremendous partner in the work that we do, and we truly appreciate you joining us today as well. One of the things that we like to do as part of our workforce briefings is give you just a brief overview of the industry itself. And so I'm going to share with you a little bit about advanced manufacturing in our region. As you are aware, JAXUSA is your regional economic development organization, and we work to recruit, grow, and retain employers in our region in targeted industries. And advanced manufacturing is one of those targeted industries. Within that, we also look at specific subsectors that we target, such as aircraft and aviation components, aerospace and defense, maintenance and repair, metal products and machinery, and other defense technologies. When you look at the work that we've been doing in Jacksonville, since 2008, we've worked with over 33 advanced manufacturing companies to either move into or expand in our region, bringing over 2,300 new job opportunities into this region in the manufacturing sector. This is adding to the already almost 1,300 manufacturing companies that are already in our region. Even today, we are working with many more. We're currently working with an additional 23 companies who are considering our region. If these companies decide to make the move to this wonderful First Coast, that could lead to an additional 8,000 jobs for this sector alone. So manufacturing is absolutely an industry full of opportunities, not only for our community, but for the talent and the students and the adults in our communities as well. Just this year, you see here that we have announced 14 different companies moving or relocating or expanding in our region. Several of them have been manufacturing projects. Fincantieri is a ship manufacturer. Johnson & Johnson Vision is expanding their contact lens manufacturing. Spida Machinery builds equipment to manufacture roof trusses. Natine is adding a healthcare products manufacturing facility here. Lake Parim is manufacturing high-performance computer servers for mining cryptocurrency. Addix is manufacturing sports uniforms. Thybar is curbing systems for HVA systems, and US Chrome is doing hard chrome electroplating. So as you can see, just these announcements this year are manufacturers that support a variety of industries within our region, which further diversifies the products that are built in Northeast Florida. So now this is your opportunity to participate in our webinar. I've got a question for you, and so please add in the chat your responses. What are other things that you think are manufactured here on the First Coast? And I'm going to give you a few minutes to answer that. Feel free to do it in the chat. Everybody's thinking really hard right now, I can tell. I'm going to help you out a little bit. The First Coast is really becoming an area that is an area that manufacturers are seeking out. One of the reasons for that is that port that you heard about was so important to Collins Aerospace as well. So there are a lot of great things that are being manufactured here in the region. When you look at the industry as well, there are tremendous career opportunities. This industry employs over 35,000 people with an average salary of $72,000. In addition to the amazing number of industry jobs, there are others such as purchasing and procurement, human resources, marketing, and finance that are needed in the industry as well. And more IT professionals are becoming important for the industry. In the last month alone, there were over 13,000 job postings for positions in manufacturing in our region, the majority of which require a high school diploma or the equivalent. The positions with the most openings included the stockers and order fillers, maintenance and repair technicians, sales representatives, production technicians, and first line supervisors in the manufacturing facilities. As is true in many industries, there have been a variety of disruptors, and automation is often seen as one of those and is a major trend in manufacturing. But what lies ahead is not a sudden takeover by robots, but a period of change in the way that work is being organized in the industry. According to research, less than 5% of occupations can be automated in their entirety. But within 60% of jobs, at least some of the activities could be automated. So ultimately, automation will lead to a demand for new skill sets and new types of jobs in the manufacturing sector. Other trends include a movement into smart factory environments, in which older equipment is being phased out and new machines with sensors and monitoring tools, as well as smart software, are being implemented to help companies become more efficient in their manufacturing process. Data is also extremely important in the manufacturing industry today. Data and data-driven inventory management systems is another technological trend that is improving supply chain efficiency in the industry. So just as other industries are evolving, so is the manufacturing industry. To learn more about the manufacturing industry and to share information with the students and individuals that you work with, visit our earnup.org Career Pathways webpage. There are industry deep dive videos, there are hype videos, there are also career pathways reports specifically on manufacturing careers and the opportunities in those fields. This workforce briefing is being recorded and it will be housed on our YouTube channel. We also provide professional support and classroom presentations. So if you'd like us to come in and talk more about our targeted industries as a whole or any particular industry like manufacturing, we are happy to do that.